now 1779. Times in Williamsburg is hard. And hot, too, if you don't mind me saying so. The war for independence does not go well. While the British and General Washington are playing a cat-and-mouse game up in the north, what we in Virginia have long feared appears to have begun. That is, the Brits are looking to bring the war to the south. Back in the spring, the General Assembly of Virginia voted to move the state capital from here in Williamsburg up the river to Richmond. And that will occur next spring, in April of 1780. People are all abuzz talking about how Williamsburg's going to change. But you know, Williamsburg has already changed, because war changes everything.
Oh, Mrs. Winterkirk, so good to see you about. Word was you were stricken with the ague.
Oh, it is true. Not a severe case, but enough to put me to my bed for several days. I can say mostly recovered. It's just, we're so low on stuffs, I determined that I had to go about today to see what penny foodstuffs might be available in town.
Well, there's precious little, that is for certain. And if such continues to be the custom, I don't know how any of us can survive, much less stay at our businesses.
With so much going to the army, is it any wonder there's so little left for the rest of us? I mean, I'm staggered to consider the amounts. Do you know that they say that in 2 months' time, General Washington's army uses over 4 million pounds of beef and flour? His horses consume over 250,000 bushels of grain and over 2 million of hay. Is it any wonder that the price of wheat has increased 40-fold since before the war?
And 'tis little secret that there are shopkeepers and merchants in this town that are taking great advantage to profit even more from our miseries.
I was very surprised.
Front, now, everyone's going to know about this. I am outraged at this behavior. Up front. Make way, move! You are quite beyond your senses. This way. You shall get out of the way. Treatment. Unhand me, man, at once. We'll see who will answer, man, and for what. It's vultures like you that are a greater threat to us than even the British are.
Berlin, what goes on, sir? What is all this commotion?
Well, it seems that while his neighbors go lean on their store of bread, Mr. Carter here has a great abundance of flour set aside.
What is that? What do you mean?
He must have 15 barrels of flour back there in his woodshed.
In his woodshed, indeed.
You have no business spying on me or coming to the back of my property. It is my affair what I have on my property. I was not spying, man. I inquired at the front of your store about your whereabouts, and your man told me that you were to the back and that I could go there to find you.
So, neighbor Carter, you have been hoarding flour so you might drive the price up further and gain even more profits on the backs of your neighbors, eh?
I have not been hoarding. What he saw was but a shipment that I have received lately, these 2 days past, from Richmond.
And had immediately transported to your woodshed instead of your storehouse where you usually keep it?
And transported with such smoothness that the dust upon the barrels was not at all disturbed.
Shame, boys. Shame.
And if I have been hoarding, I have only done so to protect myself. And I am not the only merchant in this town who has done the same. Need I remind you all that the prices that we must pay for goods has risen greatly with this war? Oh, yes. Yes, I'm certain that your costs have grown. But I would wager that your profits have grown even greater. If you deny that, then show us your books.
Yes, show us your books.
I have done nothing wrong. The flour will be for sale to all who have the price. And at a fair price. And at credit for all to whom I have extended credit in the past, which is most people of late. I will remind you all.
I now full well understand Governor Henry's sentiment, that we have more to fear from the greed and avarice of Virginia merchants than we do from British guns.
Yes, but what are we to do? We cannot continue to pay ever higher prices. I now pay 500 shillings for a bushel of salt. Before the war, it was only 2 shillings.
Bacon! 20 shillings the pound. Before the war, I never paid more than 2 shillings. And sugar is 10 shillings. That's more than 500 gold increase.
The paper money that the government issues is not worth the paper it's printed on. If something's not done soon, we shall be ruined in short order.
We can't go on as we have. And you know what we won't?
I think we need to form a committee to address the merchants. And for a time, we should fix and set prices until some stability can be established.
Let us propose a committee of inspection and observation for the city to ensure that merchants and storekeepers remain in compliance with the prices that are set.
And I believe it should also include those that willingly sell above the established prices, have their names put to the paper so that all will know.
I believe the same should hold true for anyone who would willingly pay above the established price as well.
And any violators should be identified as enemies of liberty, as contrary to the rights and liberties of America.
Indeed. Mr. Suffolk, would you be so kind, sir, as to put the word out about the association and also the meeting in the courthouse? There, down there this evening, we'll meet and we'll draft the association that will form the committee and we'll have it signed by everyone who would support it.
I'll be pleased to, sir.
Very good. Good women. I hope that I can count on you to put the word out about the meeting at the courthouse as well.
All should know that they depended on it.
Very well. Well, until then, God save Virginia.
God save Virginia, sir.
God save Virginia.
Have you done so?